Yeah.
All right. So I don't know, Tunji. This one looks like a dampener, though.
Yeah. What's it?
So a new report from SBM Intelligence, that's Cheta's outfit. You guys checked them out. SBM Intelligence. They do very good research in Nigeria about Nigeria, basically. And this one says nearly half of Nigerian households experienced a job loss, business closure, or inability to find work in the past 12 freaking months. And it looked at, the geopolitical zones in Nigeria, and they found out that 45.3% of households suffered at least one of these economic shocks during the period. It also shows that 79% of the respondents, I think they interviewed over 1,000 people, would consider relocating from their current geopolitical zone for a good job. And I think the zone that was probably hit the most was the Southeast. So a lot more people want to leave the Southeast, 6.5% or so. We want to relocate to, I guess, other parts of the country, just to get a better life. What does this say about that thing we've often talked about in Drinks and Mics and the economy, and how hard hitting a lot of all these policies have been?
So in context, let's start with the fact that this is a global issue. If you were to go to mainland China and do a similar study, you would realize that a lot of people want to move into the cities to ensure better standards of living, as economic conditions remove what their primary source of earning and income is. But for Nigeria, it's clear. More and more people are seeing their livelihoods being taken away from them, either via economic issues or generally some areas insecurity. So I think recently I saw videos of ghost towns in Nigeria, especially in the Southeast, where people have completely abandoned villages, small villages without a lot of police protection because of banditry, kidnapping, and things like that. So it's a mixed bag, right? A lot of people are experiencing different things. But what I worry about is that all of us cannot live in Lagos and Abuja.
And to be honest, that is where I'm really worried, because according to this report, so let me put some things into context here. So it says that the Southeast recorded the highest incidence of household economic shock at 66.5%, meaning that about 2/3 of the people that is surveyed of households in the region either lost a job, closed a business, or struggled to find work the previous year. Now, the next area that was hard hit was North Central at 61.3%, while South was 50.3%. The rate was lower in the Northeast at 40% and the Southwest at 32.7%, while the Northwest, which is pretty strange, 21.5%. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, so is it that subsidy removal, the exchange rate, flexible exchange rate policy, tax policy, a lot of all these nice or great policies that has ushered in macroeconomic stability, as we all know, appears to be affecting some zones pretty harder. Southeast now, South. And I'm thinking, what does this mean for, this probably has connotations per elections and all that, right? Because this is probably where the government needs to go and probably go and explain better what their policies are, because it's obvious that going by this, and SBM pretty they do a decent job at things like this. So it's a bit of a challenge convincing these guys. I mean, it's also, and if you look at all these things, this is areas that are hard hit by insecurity.
So there's a report the NBS used to do back in the day. I don't know if they still do it. I don't follow all the reports anymore. Is the price of petrol per state. And when you look at that survey, you realize
it gives you an idea of how expensive things are in some zones in this country.
Exactly. So while Lagos, you might be complaining that petrol is 900 and something, you cannot find it at 900 and something in another, part of the country. And as you go upwards towards the north, it's more expensive. So economic realities are different for different states. I think that's the context of what I'm trying to say. The economic actors who are driving economic change need to fully appreciate the fact that only a living population can benefit from the good things that come out of positive reforms. If they die before the reforms fully are actualized, then there's no point. And this is why governance is not an easy job. Because, what one person would like to say is like, but it's not easy. We're doing this. Yes, we get it. You must be able to learn to... what's that thing they say is swallow and eat, chew gum and
walk at the same time.
Walk at the same time. You need to be able to do both simultaneously. Be able to create interjections with jobs and at the same time push the reforms simultaneously, because you can't. One will destroy the economy, and we're already seeing it. The challenges are in places like Lagos, for instance, with more and more people on the streets, begging or forcibly encouraging you to give money is beginning to become an issue, right? And that is an economic challenge. I don't think what we want as a country is to have people fully migrate out of the interlands into an overpopulated Lagos and Abuja.
You don't.
That in itself is another problem that the government will have to solve.
Yes, and this report is saying 4 in 5 Nigerians are open to relocating.
So that is what you cannot afford.
So that's the rural-urban migration that economists often talk about.
China is suffering it right now.